Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Voris. Funny thing happens when you talk about the faith. Of course, the sort of things that happen to you depends a lot on what you say. And what you say depends a lot on how much freedom you have. Take, for example, the world of, Catholic media. It can be subdivided into a few different groups. And I'm not talking about philosophical differences. We all know there are Orthodox faithful groups and heterodox unfaithful groups. Word, get away from the heterodox media outlets. If they preach something other than what the church preaches, drop them. No, I'm talking more about the different approaches to evangelization between the faithful Orthodox outlets. It's good to get a variety of opinion and different takes on the same issue, but you also have to know who you are listening to. For example, everyone on the faithful side is pretty good at talking about all those evil actions that happen outside the church. We hear them ad infinitum. But what about all this evil stuff inside the church? What about corrupt bishops, unfaithful leaders in various chanceries, liberals who run the show at various parishes to the detriment of people's souls? Don't these issues deserve to have light shined on them as well, just as much? In fact, we here at Real Catholic TV think the light needs to be shined on these issues more. The filth, to use Pope Benedict's word, the filth in the church, the sin inside the church, is as much a greater danger to the faith than the attacks from the politicians. The outside forces can only destroy the body, but the inside forces can destroy the soul. So why is it that so many faithful Catholic media outlets pay so little attention to the politics and corruption and rotten things happening inside the church? That's a fair question, and it's one that everyone needs to think about. Could it be that many of these media types in the faithful camp are somewhat hamstrung, they have their hands tied, and are unable to say what really needs to be talked about? Could it be that they enjoy friendly relations with various powerful people in the church and don't want those relationships damaged? What if a radio show host, for example, knows about some liberal social program where money is being spent improperly on immoral things under the guise of helping the poor, and that radio show host just keeps quiet about it because he doesn't want to upset someone in the diocesan headquarters? Do you think that might actually happen? How about another media outlet that refuses to discuss a scandalous situation because they don't want to be punished by a bishop and lose funding or support? Do you think that might actually happen? What about when some church leaders start working behind the scenes to silence voices that talk about the need to clean up our house, and then, because they want to keep in good, other media outlets pile on? Do you think that might actually happen? Well, we of course have no idea if this kind of politics actually happens in the church or not. We certainly hope it doesn't. If it did, it would be wildly hypocritical. But just in case, as a precaution, Real Catholic TV has kept itself free of any entanglement whatsoever in internal church relationships. We are not beholden to anyone. We are not dependent on any force or party or political agenda that might exist inside the church. We are totally free to say whatever needs to be said. We like this sort of freedom, not for its own sake, but because it means that our viewers can rely on this fact. What we say or present is not because we have been told to or not told to. Many other groups, TV, radio, internet, publications, many of them in the faithful camp, might not be as free to say what needs to be said. They might lose money or support. Now, they do a fine job, many of them in the area they work, and we begrudge them nothing. But when it comes to the faith, we don't think anyone, you or us or them, should be answering to anyone except the truth. As a case in point, even the subject of this vortex, which is essentially having to keep your mouth shut and not say everything that needs to be said, very few faithful Catholic media outlets would even mention this, even go near this as a topic. That is, of course, if there was such a thing as politics in the church, which we have on good authority from many Catholic media outlets simply does not exist. Freedom is a good thing. God bless you. I'm Michael Voris.
Please help us keep delivering these kinds of messages that so desperately need to be heard and acted on. Join RealCatholicTV.com today as a premium subscriber. Become immersed in the faith established by Jesus Christ. The Catholic Church is the only hope against evil because that is its God-given mission. As our Lord said, apart from me, you can do nothing. Join RealCatholicTV.com today as a premium subscriber and come to learn and love Christ more deeply.